Hello and welcome to the Box Score NFL preview show on YouTube. It is the Super Bowl preview show part two. Austin and Parker are here. I am Simon. Fellas, we are, by the time this goes up, 18 hours, 16 hours away or whatever it's going to be from the Super Bowl. Parker, how are we feeling?
Dude, I'm excited. Like I said, I just found out I'm off work for the Super Bowl, so got the buffalo chicken dip ready to rock. Got the Michelob Ultras in the fridge. Stoked. Can't wait, dude. Super Bowl's always great.
Austin?
Yeah, I mean the necessities
Hmm.
sounds like what Parker's got. I'm hoping to indulge in all of that and hopefully more.
I'm just hoping everyone in my house is awake the whole time and everything is, all content is consumed from start to finish. We are very excited here. Once again, no Ben Parker here. I think what happened was, Austin, what I heard was Ben's goats got loose after he won pretty big a couple weeks ago. His goats got loose. Parker has shown up with a few extra goats from last time. By a few, I mean about roughly 80 of them. Just a whole herd following Parker into the show. So the firm of Parker and Parker will be represented today by this Parker and his goat. So we are it's a betting show, everybody. We are going to play along with everybody at home, make our bets. We have some of our novelty picks, some of our real game analysis picks. But we're going to start off with a little bingo card that we're going to create for you to follow along while you're watching the game. This can be anything from the three of us. So this can be silly stuff that we see or hear during the game on the broadcast. This can be stuff that actually happens on the field with the players. We're going to have this bingo card up for you on the Twitter account in the morning before the Super Bowl happens. So make sure you, if you're old school and you want to print it out and play along at home, great. If not, it'll be available online. Get on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, whatever. And then tweet at us. Tweet at us, post it on wherever that you got it from us. And we would love to see and interact and see who wins this round of bingo. So, I'm gonna start us off for this first one, guys, and this is gonna be a heavy theme for mine. I have a few similar to this. We talk about coaching a lot when it comes to this Super Bowl, right? A lot of coverage has been about Andy Reid and what it's meant for him, as it has the last few years he's been in. Nick Sirianni has gotten a lot of attention. Obviously, like people are starting to swing back on being in on Nick Sirianni. And we have Tom Brady calling this game. And Tom Brady certainly has his opinions on coaches and what matters with that. So my first one that I'm throwing out there for our bingo card is Tom Brady compares Andy Reid to Bill Belichick. It might not be a one-to-one comparison, but there's going to be something in this game or some tidbit that Brady has that from when he played against Reed, whatever, or something a player has told him in the past that he says, "Hey, that really reminds me of what Belichick used to do." Blah 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 blah. So Tom Brady compares Andy Reid to Bill Belichick is my first introduction to my first my first bid for the bingo card here. Austin, give us yours. What do you got?
All right. So my first item going on the bingo card, we're going to start out with kind of a layup here. Brittany Mahomes is shown at any point. Obviously, like Taylor Swift, is going to be shown, but Brittany Mahomes is just as high of odds, I think, as Taylor to be shown. So that's an easy layup for you on your bingo card.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's gonna be excited about that. Anybody else have any like friend, acquaintance, partner, pan shot to the booth related bingo entries? I have a one here, one or two. I got two here like that.
Go
Parker, you
for
don't
it.
have any of those?
I do not.
Austin, you got another one?
I don't.
All right,
Well, kind of. I
give
don't.
it.
I don't.
Give.
No, I don't. Do you
All
want me
right,
to do
I've
this one
got.
first? I can do this one first if you want me to.
Do it. Just do it. Spit it
Okay.
out. Let's go.
Jason Kelsey commercial appearance.
Oh, good one.
Commercial. Okay, that's a good one.
What do you think the commercial's for?
Buffalo Wild Wings. I know he has that one where
Oh
he's sitting
yeah.
at the bar with the buffalo, and
Yep.
where he's like, "Yeah, man, I used to do that. Like,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
used to be me." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." So I think that we might see Jason Kelsey in a commercial or two. So I'm gonna say that's a pretty decent one for a bingo card.
Yeah, he's got a couple. That is a really good one. I have a Jason Kelsey one as well, and it's we see Jason Kelsey drinking a beer. up in the box somewhere.
Oh, nice. Yeah, 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 for sure.
I don't think it's gonna quite hit. Um, was it just last year jumping out of the press box?
Yeah,
Wow, that's
maybe
a
he's
long year.
asked to like not be shown
Yeah,
doing stuff like
maybe
that in
cool it
public.
a little, considering he represents a major media company now, or a couple of them. Um,
So that's on the bingo card
but
officially.
it's going on. It's going. It's
Okay.
just like in the background. He's just got something in his hand. Jason Kelsey will be drinking a beer on camera. I do have one more in this realm that I'll get out. That way we can move off of this. The broadcast attempts a Taylor Swift song reference. So
Okay, I like that.
not Taylor Swift gets on camera because that's, I mean, or that's a free space on this one, but Tom Brady says there's bad blood between these two teams and then like pauses for effect, or we get something. Um does anybody have the number 22 in this game that's relevant? I don't know. Something is going to happen in this one. Is Trent McDuffie 22?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He gets a pass deflection, and JB says Trent's feeling 22 on that one, Tom, and Tom doesn't get it. Um, Taylor Swift song reference attempt is going to happen. It's going to be really awkward. No one's going to like it. Austin, give us another one. What direction you want to go in?
So I wanted to go in the commercial reference since Parker kind of led us down that road a little bit, and I've got a really good one here. I've got two technically. I'm just going to go and list both of them off.
Yep.
There is a commercial where someone says AI in it. That's a buzzword going around right now. I'm sure there will be some sort of uh, thing advertising their new AI. So anything ad related with an AI. And then the second one I have is an ad with a cute animal. Any cute animal in an ad.
Yeah.
What, so like what like defines that as cute? Like if it's
Mm.
If it has to be objectively cute, like
No, so ugly it's cute
right, yeah,
situation.
no, like a legit, like a cute animal and a real one, not an animated animal either. A real
Okay,
cute animal.
good distinction. Anything else on the commercial front from anybody?
nothing.
We got a couple good commercials here. All right, Parker, what's another one you want to give us?
So I'm gonna take this one because I don't think it happens too often in a Super Bowl, but a ball handed to a fan after a touchdown. Like a lot of guys usually keep them, especially whenever you're talking like DeAndre Hopkins is playing in his first Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Saquon Barkley's playing in his first Super Bowl. Like these guys that could possibly get in the end zone are probably going to want to keep that football. Or if it's like a Patrick Mahomes touchdown, NFL's going, no, that's going to the Hall of Fame. Can I please have that? So I think this is like one of the rare ones, but it could also happen.
Yeah,
Just like, I mean, does it have to be given to a specific fan, or if it's just launched into the stands, does that also count?
Yeah, we can just say, yeah, we can say launch into the stands, but like if they spike it and like it doesn't reach a fan or
doesn't
anything like
clear.
that, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
All
would
right.
launch it? Who's the one that immediately popped in your guys'
Travis.
head? Yeah,
Kelsey, yeah.
yeah,
Travis. He
Travis.
just
Okay.
doesn't care. I think he punts that thing. Like Travis is just like
Oh, well,
Travis probably has five Super Bowl balls just sitting in his man cave. He's like, ah, screw it.
you did mention Hopkins. Hopkins, I believe, famously
Gives
calls
it to his
his
mom.
mother
Yep.
every time.
Yeah, I
So,
think so
That
too.
was
Yeah.
that was the first one I thought of.
So
Yeah,
okay. All right. So there you go. It
that's
could
pretty
hit
good.
then. Then it
There's a
could
good
hit. Then it could
it could
hit.
hit.
there's a good
All
chance.
right. So you need
Chance.
Kelsey or Hopkins in the end zone from what it looks like.
All right, you mentioned Saquon Parker. I've got a Saquon one here I want to do. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but the Super Bowl is taking place on Saquon Barkley's birthday. It's been very seldom talked about, but I'm gonna predict that Saquon scores a touchdown, and the celebration is his teammates doing a happy birthday song and cake for him. So like they hand him a cake, everyone gets around in a circle, and they're like
That's a
pretending to
crazy
sing and
thing for a
dance
bingo
around him.
card.
Um,
That's
this
super
is in my head
specific.
because this happened to, was it Juju or Chase Claypool? It was one of the Steelers receivers when it was that era, those two and Deontay Johnson and then somebody else, and they actually did this. And yeah, it's gonna be like the offensive linemen are gonna get around Saquon and do this with their
Now let
singing
me ask you
prowess.
something. If there's like a left tackle, backup left tackle that plays for the Chiefs that their birthday's that day and they catch a touchdown and do the celebration, does it count or no?
No, this is
Just for Saquon.
If
specifically
you
for
just see
Saquon.
okay, it has to be for Saquon. If you just see a random, if they decide to do a birthday celebration for no reason, it doesn't count.
Would be the ultimate petty move though of Andy Reid. Like if he
Yeah.
saw that happen for
Because
Saquon, he's like, ah, you know what?
they watch our preview show.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Andy, shout out.
Yeah.
All right, Austin, what's another one you got?
So I wanted to go back to the booth. Tom Brady on the call, as we mentioned. Uh, a graphic comparing Mahomes and Brady.
Good one.
If one of those pops up on the screen, it hits.
That's a great one. Along those lines, I also have we see a clip of the Chiefs and Patriots AFC Championship game from 2019.
Okay, that's a good one.
Um, that was the year that was that the year the Patriots went on to beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, I believe that was the same year. Um, and yeah, that was I believe the only time those two met up in the playoffs. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of because listen, I mean, they forced Brady into this, right? They forced Brady onto the A team the year Fox has the Super Bowl. We're getting a lot of Brady Super Bowl, Brady Patriots, Brady Bucks content in this. So I had something similar to that. And then um along those lines, I also have we see a clip of Brady playing in a Super Bowl. So any of them, all of them, some sort of montage. Brady in a Super Bowl and Chiefs versus Patriots 2019 were also on mine. Parker, give us another one.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go to the rushing quarterback like section of this, and I'm gonna take there to be a QB rushing touchdown. But on the other side, I'm also gonna take a failed tush push at some point. So I think those are both gonna be something I add to the bingo card for sure.
Who stops the tush push?
Like Chris Jones plus like a Nick Bolton jumping over Chris Jones or
I was
something
gonna say,
crazy like
are
that.
we getting a Frankie Luvu situation
Yeah,
in here?
like,
Sweet.
but and when I say fail, I mean like no yards gained. Like if they
Right.
don't gain a yard, that's considered a fail. Like if they do it on 3rd and 2 and don't get the first down, but they get 1 yard, I'm not considering that a fail.
Hmm.
But if they do not gain a yard,
Okay.
that's a failed tush push because everyone knows it as that's guaranteed yard. So let's see if the Chiefs can stop it one time. But I'm also gonna add, like I said, the QB rushing touchdown.
All right. And I also had just tush push. Tush push
Okay, so
happens.
just any touch push that's
And
gonna happen. It's like
it
a
just
that's a
happens. Yeah.
gimme.
Yep.
Yeah.
Austin, what's another one you have?
So while we're talking about on the field stuff, I do have three that are on the field type things. I'm just going to go through all those real quick. First one is a Travis Kelce lateral.
Ooh, nice. Great.
Second one and third one are both kick related. The first one is a missed kick, so that could be a PAT or a
Hmm.
field goal missed. And then lastly, I have a kickoff that is returned for any yardage, just a kickoff that's not a touchback.
All right. I like that. Any kicking related ones for you, Parker?
Yeah, I have a onside kick to occur.
Nice.
I have a 55 plus yard field goal attempt because I know that you have Jake Elliott and Harrison Butker, so
Hmm.
those guys got legs. So if they, get in that 55 to 60 yard range, they're gonna attempt one. I guess I should say make. I'm gonna say make on that. It's got to be a 55 plus yard make because I think both teams, are gonna attempt a long one at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Something
make
right
that a
at the end
thing.
of the half, maybe. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I have a Travis Kelce one as well, Austin. Mine is, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, and I think this is in the last 2 years I've seen this more. Kelce throws a block. And I don't just mean like a chip off the line of scrimmage that then he goes and runs it around. I mean like there's a play happening downfield. Kelsey's a good downfield blocker now, man. He's putting some dudes in the dirt. If it's Mahomes scrambling or like Worthy catches a crosser or something, um, Kelsey gets somebody pretty good, cleans them up pretty good.
We're gonna
So
we're
I
gonna say it has to be a pancake. We'll go full
Pancake
like
puts someone on the ground. Yeah, I like
yeah.
it. Travis Kelce puts someone on the ground. That's a good one.
Kel-
Yeah, he's been feisty. The last 2 years, especially as we get deeper into the playoffs, I've seen him put some guys down. So I like that one. Um, Austin, how many more you got? What else you got going?
I'm getting pretty low. This one is sort of play related, adjacent, I guess maybe. We're gonna go. a call is challenged. We see the red flag thrown onto the field by one of
Mm.
the coaches. A coach's challenge is attempted.
Who do you think would do it?
I think it's more than likely going to be a Sirianni thing, but I don't know. I mean, there's a chance either one of them.
I also have Sirianni gets frustrated with a ref.
Okay.
So we just get that camera pin when he has that look, that demonstrative, like peeved look on his face, and he like is pulling the headset off, and then it's just the come on, like you can see the come on, and he's rolling his eyes back, and then he walks over towards some other poor schmuck ref who's like not even in the game and just starts giving. So Sirianni gets frustrated. Maybe you get a two for there. Maybe we get Sirianni's frustrated and a flag is thrown at the same time. Parker, what's another one you got?
Yeah, speaking of frustration, I have on my list replay shown of a player throwing their helmet. Like, they get to the sideline, they throw their helmet. A lot of the times they'll go, man, Kelsey looked really frustrated after that play, and they'll just show him freaking smashing his helmet on the bench. Like, if they show that I want to put that on the bingo card. There's a couple more I have as well. I think I've only contributed like six
Yeah,
of my 10
hit
or
us with
11.
some.
I have either QB to miss an offensive snap at any point. So if we see a backup take a snap, or like if they go into some kind of like wildcat formation, and they're off the field,
Interesting.
then
Okay.
I'm gonna take that and put that on
So
there.
is any fumbled snap a hit, or like if it gets in his hands and he drops it, or see if like full blown miss it?
No, I'm saying he
Or you mean he's
misses.
not on the field
I'm
for a
saying he's not on
snap?
the field. He misses a
Oh,
snap.
oh, is
Like
it? Oh,
whether he like gets rattled and like you have to check him for a concussion, or whether he
A
tweaks his
Carson
ankle.
Wentz trick play.
Yeah, something like that. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. That either play misses an offensive snap, and let's see who's the backups now. Kenny Pickett and Carson Wentz come onto the field. So and then I
The, s-
also have a
the
non
sphincters around YouTube just got tight.
a non-quarterback passing touchdown. So like a trick play like a Philly special, or like the McCaffrey play last year to Juwan Jennings,
Hmm.
something like that. Maybe like a reverse play to Worthy with like a Kelsey shovel pass that would count as a pass play. Something interesting like that. I'm gonna put that on the bingo card too.
Okay. I like these. So along those lines, I have Chiefs try a trick. Oh my gosh. Chiefs try a trick play.
Like
Something.
any
I don't know
trick
what
play.
I don't
Is
know
a
if we need to
reverse a
define
trick
this as
play,
something else. Probably not. Like
right?
a flea flicker type. Yeah, a non QB pass play. Um, maybe
what
like
about the
a
one where they do like a
pull.
little quick spin around before they
Oh, of
snap the
course,
ball?
yeah, absolutely. Or even like a fake punt.
Yeah, that's a trick play.
You know, it would be hard to define truly in the moment if a Travis Kelce lateral would be planned or not, because then you couldn't really. But like
Or like a
if
hook
it's a
and
true hook
ladder,
and ladder situation, it would be.
right?
But
They're never
we
planned with Kelsey.
we wouldn't be able to know for sure if that was planned or not. But yeah, trick play from the Chiefs, and I was more thinking special teams related. But yeah, the spin around or yeah, something with like a triple pass or something like that.
Mhm.
I think we get something from them.
S- Speaking of big plays, I have any 50 plus yard offensive gain, whether it's like a
Hmm.
bust out run from Saquon, whether
Yep.
that's a long pass to AJ Brown, whether it's a Xavier Worthy deep ball or something like that. Um, just a 50-yard gain of any kind on offense.
I like that. I like that. Austin, what else you got?
All right, so moving on to like the cameras catching people doing
Mm,
things. These last two I'm going to lump together. These are my last two ones, I
okay.
believe. I'll double check it before we get out of here. But AJ Brown reading. Is I
That's a good one.
don't know what's been up with that all year, but AJ Brown reading. I guess because there could be a like a photo of him doing it previously.
Right.
I
Hmm.
think we'll count that as
Hmm.
well.
Okay.
It didn't have to be like live doing it there, but if a
But he's
picture of
re
AJ Brown,
actively reading the book. It's not just holding the book. It's not it on the bench. At some point, we see AJ Brown reading the book.
uh-huh, yep, yep,
This
it
is
could
going to
be.
be great if they have one of those like coming out of a timeout interviews to like with him. Like I don't even know. Like Aaron Andrews is like interviewing him about the book, and then it does like B-roll of him reading
Yeah,
it like in his home or something like that.
yeah.
Got a lot of ways this
Could
is.
you imagine being the guy that wrote that book and just all of a sudden, just because AJ Brown reads it, it's like the highest selling book in the city of Philadelphia?
My
Yeah.
man is spending February watching that Super Bowl with his feet up and the waves in the background somewhere right
Chilling,
now. Yeah, he's
chilling.
having the
Right.
time of his
He
life.
might be there.
You should fly him out. Maybe we can get that guy on the show.
Yeah,
We'll look into
yeah. We'll
that.
look
We'll
into
look into that.
that. See how important he really is. All right.
All right.
Well,
Oh yeah, what was
go
your
ahead,
Other
last one,
one,
Austin. You
Austin?
have another one. Go ahead.
my other one with the camera related. Do y'all know what the surrender cobra is?
The
Is that
the
the
Will Levis.
Levis?
Hands on head, mouth slightly ajar is
Okay.
preferred, doesn't have to be, but hands on head, elbows wide, so you're making like the cobra shape head.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Anybody doing that. It could be a player, a coach, someone in the stands. But if you see a surrender cobra, there we go.
And so it includes after the game? Does it include post game?
Ooh.
Like whenever you see like if they're just
The
like, dude, you
players
see a
walking
player on the
off. Hmm.
ground or like the player on the ground, like it has to be during the game, like before the fourth quarter
We'll
is
do
over.
we'll do we'll do from kickoff to the final second.
The final whistle.
Once
Okay.
the final whistle blows,
Because I feel like after the game, whoever loses, a lot of the players are
because
gonna
you're
be
and
like,
you'll see the winning players after they've won
Like
and
I
do that.
can't
And so
believe it. Like
mhm,
oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. So
No,
yeah,
and
during the
it
game.
has to be and obviously the surrender cobra is a negative thing. It has to be negative connotation
the
all the time.
classic Alabama run back, the guy, the
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah,
okay, all right,
exactly.
gotcha. I only have two more, and
Hit us.
I don't even know if I want to say this one, but we're gonna do it. The medical cart makes an appearance.
Ah, Jesus, Parker.
I'm gonna do it. Put on the bingo card. At least there's some pro that comes out of it if it happens. Somebody gets to mark it off their list. And
Vibes just went down the drain.
okay, well, and then we're gonna take defensive points. Any defensive points, a safety, a
Mm.
touchdown, for either team, defensive points. Lighten the mood there a little bit.
When you
I was really thinking hard when I made this list because I was like, what are they gonna do? And I did not know y'all were gonna be as off the wall as y'all were. I thought I was kind of stepping out of the line a couple times. And the fact that Ben started off with a Taylor Swift song reference, I'm like, oh my God, I did not think we were going this deep. So
well,
apologize about the medical cart, but
I've
those are my
got
last two.
I've got one more easy freebie and then one more kind of silly one. My silly one here is we get some offensive lineman doing some sort of funny dance or celebration.
The
Do you
Travis
guys
Kelce.
see all the like Jordan Mailata trash talking videos throughout the playoffs?
I have not seen them. No.
He just like is going at people, man, and I am here for it. So we get something. We get some sort of like point, like they run all the way down the field with the receiver and point, or like some funny end zone dance. Something fun from an offensive lineman in
Oh,
this
you're
one.
saying during the play? I did see those where he's running down the field, just like trash talking as the player's running down.
Yeah.
I have seen those.
I
Yes.
have seen
Yeah.
it.
Okay. All right. I see what you're talking about.
So we get something like that, and then the easy one is Mahomes does
Mhm.
the finger thing, calling for the play or whatever it actually is. We get that. So there's another one of your freebies, everybody. When Mahomes starts hitting that, you can mark that off of your bingo card. All right, we all gave ours.
Yeah, I think I have a list of 34. We were
Nice.
supposed to bring 10, so I don't know how that happened.
I brought
But
more than 10 and there's two still on my list I didn't mention. I brought
yeah,
12.
that's what happened. But we got to 34, which I think the more the merrier. It'll make because 25 spaces on a bingo card, so it'll make everybody be able to get a different bingo card potentially. So yeah, well, these are bingo cards. We'll each have our own for ourselves that we'll
Mm-hmm.
be filling out, and then if you want to join with us and participate, like we're doing, I'm going to a Super Bowl party. I think I'll have a few of them printed off.
Heck yeah.
That's what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to
Nice.
print ours off and just pass them out. Do you want to
Yeah,
add these last two just so we have a couple
yeah.
more for variety? I have a 2 point attempt and overtime to occur. So either one of those, because I know
Mm.
last Super Bowl we had overtime. And usually, I mean, with these two teams, you'll probably see a 2 point attempt. Throw an octopus on there too, Austin, just for
Why
fun.
not?
Throw an octopus on there.
Well, okay.
Parker, the whole point is for these things to get marked off.
Yeah, but we have so many things that are going to get marked off, dude. And you only have to get five in a row. By
Okay,
halftime, you should have this marked off. I mean, Belichick to Reed, Brady to Mahomes.
but they have
Like,
to be in a row is the thing. Like that's the thing about
yeah,
bingo cards. They
yeah,
have to be
yeah.
in a row.
And we're doing a
But
free space, so
but here's my let's my professional segue ability, I heard a word and it made me think this is a good time to transition. Octopus. When we're getting into like the novelty bets and the prop bets and things like that, is anyone putting any goats or anyone else, I should say, because I'm putting goats on an octopus to happen. Is anyone joining me?
Not doing it.
That is one of my favorite bets, actually, and yes, I am going to join you.
All
Go
right,
ahead and
let
give
me.
me odds
Do you,
and type it in.
all right, I've got the odds right here. It is plus 1100. I'm gonna put the minimum of five goats on it.
And I'm going to do the same.
Now you don't have to do this for the purposes of winning the bet, but who would you think this is going to? Who's getting this
Saquon
in
Barkley.
your head?
I think Hurts. We see, a little tush push action just back to back, after a.
That's a good one too. Peyton on our show actually took Jalen Hurts Octopus in his. We all picked five bets,
That's
and
fun.
we're all putting one unit on each bet. And he took Jalen Hurts tush push at like plus 4,700,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that. Something nuts.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right.
Octopus to happen. Yeah, I'm in on that.
All right, well, there go. I started the show. I'm starting the show with 120.96 goats. I'm down to 115.96 now. Parker, the law firm of Parker and Parker, who've combined their goats, uh, are now at 75 after betting five. They had 80, and Simon has 107.28. So, um, yeah, we're gonna have like a bunch of other bets at the end, but throughout the show, if there's anything that we mentioned that we want to throw goats on, just jump in and say it real quick and we'll add it to the count. Because there's gonna be, I mean, we're probably all spending every single goat we've got here.
Yeah, this
Sorry, Ben.
I'm not I'm not going home with these goats laying around. I'm gonna wait and see if I got a new farm on the way. So yeah, let's just start going through some of the, you guys want to stick in the like novelty bet kind of realm or should
Mm-hmm.
we hit the game
Yeah.
stuff? All right,
Yeah, let's go ahead and
let's
get into it.
let's do some of the basic ones here at the top. So let's just do opening kickoff right at the beginning of the game to be a touchback or a fair catch. Yes or no? Yes. So a touchback or a fair catch is minus 220. And no, it gets run out. Like Austin thinks we're going to get at some point maybe in this game is plus 168. What do you guys think is going to happen on the first play of the game?
First play's got to be a touchback. I think, especially with the new kickoff rules and everything, like they'd have to kick the ball within the 20-yard line to the goal line. Like, just doesn't make sense. Just kick that thing back to the touchback, start the game off clean, and don't let anything happen. You know,
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think touchback is pretty much a foregone conclusion for the first one at this point, I think. And I'm so confident on it, I'm actually going to throw some goats on it as well. This was lined up already for me. What'd you say you had the odds on it? Where
It
have
was
you?
minus
mi
220.
minus 220.
Okay, great. So
I
I'm
feel like
taking.
I feel like ever since Devin Hester, this has just been like a yeah, we're just gonna kick it out. Like ever since 2006, I think it was when Hester ran it back. I don't think
Mhm.
anybody doesn't kick it out anymore.
And both of these teams are so risk adverse. Like this isn't a
Hmm.
like if Washington was in this, right? And they were just had to like full send, do everything they could to try to win this game, or Detroit, who just like is always going for everything. But both these teams are very risk averse. They can be in this game all the way through. They have the talent to match up against each other that they're like there's so much more to risk than reward to gain on trying to
Awesome.
run out the opening kick for no reason before everyone really gets going.
Right. Awesome. What are you putting on this?
That's 25 goats right there. I'm
Look,
I'm
okay, I was gonna let you
good about that one.
finish your thing. I was just saying Devin Hester. That's so funny that he just returned it. We haven't seen very many kickoffs since that don't 25. Whew. Okay. All right. Okay. Austin's kind of opened the door here. Austin put out a
Aus-
fiver and then threw the hammer down. So,
Austin's throwing the weight
I mean, that
around,
one's
walking
that one's a
into
minus
these.
220.
I
Like,
mean,
see,
yeah,
that's
you kind of have to get something out of it. I understand,
yeah.
but
All right, next one up here. Gatorade color. What Gatorade color are we gonna see? So our options are yellow, lime, or green. That's all one, yellow slash lime or green. Minus 195, purple 370, plus 370, orange is 950. Then you're into red, pink at 1500, blue at 1500, and water clear at 1500. Where are you guys going here?
So I'm actually putting five goats on orange. It's at plus 950. It was at plus 400 earlier in the week, but Austin agreed with me kind of before the show, and I think Ben kind of chipped in as well. It's like orange is one of the better tasting Gatorades, and two, it doesn't really sit heavy on the stomach when you're running around and you're active. So I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark, and I think it's good odds for how good orange Gatorade actually is.
Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I think orange Gatorade is a good option, but everything's kind of like, and the
Hmm.
line has moved really in favor to like the green slash lime. I think that one's probably what we're gonna see happen. I don't feel comfortable putting any goats on it though.
I'm not doing any goats either, but I'm gonna tip my hand a little bit here, which sucks. But purple has been the color the Chiefs have used the last 2 years. And I'm just gonna I think we're gonna see it for a third time. That's what I'll say. And you get plus 370 on it. So someone throw a little on purple. Not gonna be me, but someone do it. All right. Next one up that we have coin toss. Let's go backwards again to the coin toss. Heads and tails, both minus 104. This is just where we're learning about each other as people, I think. So, Austin, are you going for heads or are you going for tails?
You will never ever catch me going tails. Not a chance.
Parker?
Yeah, me either, dude. I'm heads guy.
Three
Always been
for
a heads guy.
three
Right.
for three. 3 for 3.
Yeah, heads are never dead, dude. I don't care. I've seen the Randy Moss clip of it's always tails, man. He plays a video game, it's always tails. I've seen the clips, I've heard the stories, like, but heads is just never really like, I don't know, screwed me over any kind of way. So I've just always stuck with that.
Don't
All
bet on
right.
this. Actually, no, don't. That's
No,
Tell me
and I
you
don't ever
shouldn't you
bet the
shouldn't go
coin
for
toss.
what
You might
what
as
are
well
the
bet red or black on roulette.
what do you guys
And
think are like the percentage odds on this one? How do you think that comes out?
60-40 towards heads, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's about right.
What are the odds when the three of us agree? Like, what are our three?
Ooh,
I mean,
I
what
don't
are
know.
the odds
Ben
that three
did Ben
people
did
all agree
okay
on
when
it?
he was on his own. The
yeah,
Kylo Ren did all right this year, so
yeah.
maybe not as
Ben
good as we
Solo
want
was
to.
hot. Yep.
Someone slack Ben and see what he says, heads or tails. We got to figure this thing out. Anyway, so let's move that into the like coin toss winner and to win coin toss and game situation. So, if the Chiefs, if you want to bet Chiefs to win the coin toss and the game, it's plus 260. For the Eagles, it's plus 310. We want to put any money on this yet? I've already
Yeah,
kind of spoiled my pick. You guys don't have to spoil your picks yet, but do you guys like this from any angle?
I do. I've got five goats going on the Eagles to win the coin toss and the game at plus 310. I think that's really great value.
Okay.
So I'm hammering that.
Austin spending.
I'm
Oh,
putting five on the opposite side though. I'm taking five on the Chiefs to win the coin toss and the game.
all right. All right. Man, you know what?
What were the
Now
odds?
I
What
want
were
to
the odds on that one? What were the odds on the Chiefs?
plus, did I say 260?
That's what you
Yep.
said.
Yeah, plus 260. All right, you know what? I'm going back. I'm putting five on the Gatorade color to be purple, 370.
There we go. I like it. You have
All right.
107,
I
Simon.
know.
I mean,
I don't know why I'm acting like I have like no goats left. So, um, purple plus. All right, here we go. Up next, so we're moving on to a little music. Let's hit a little musical corner here. Anthem length. John Baptiste is doing the anthem this year. Over under is set at 120 and a half seconds. I believe it's plus 133 for the over. Um, Austin, what are you thinking on this?
Jean Baptiste is a interesting guy, quite the character, but his anthems tend to run shorter from what I've seen. So I don't know. I'm conflicted because if you ever watch him, he is just such an interesting character. So I feel conflicted that he might go long on this one. So I don't feel comfortable betting, but I would take the over, I think.
The over?
Yeah.
Okay. Parker.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over too because singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl is usually different than anywhere else.
Yep. Yep.
And it's going to provide, people do get a little extra and do add a little more flair and a little more this, a little more that. I'm going to say it's going to go over.
I'll go under here, but you do have the added thing with him of we don't know what instruments he's breaking out, and that could always extend it for sure. And I know one of the times he's done it was like the NBA All-Star game or something like that, and it was like 89 seconds, but it's like they're trying to move the NBA All-Star game along, man. This
Hmm.
it's not the Super Bowl, like Parker said. I'm still gonna go under. That's really long. And he'd have to really add a lot to it to make that happen. So I'll go under, but yeah, I'm not putting any goats on that. Um, First Kendrick song at halftime. Now there's a lot of options. The heavy favorite now has moved up to Squabble Up. That is at what is it? Plus 426. Does that sound right?
Yep, that's about what I saw.
So that's the favorite right now, and then everything else is kind of a distant everything. Humble is up there, DNA, Mad City, Not Like Us. Where are you guys leaning here? What do you feel, Austin? What do you think?
I think Mad City would be a great
I did too.
opening song. I think that one has, it's a classic and it has it's a really cool way to start a Super Bowl performance, I think.
Parker.
Yeah, Humble by Kendrick Lamar has just been speaking to me all week long. I don't know what it is. Like, whenever I first thought about this, it's like the first song that came to mind for some reason, as far as like a walkout song of any sort. Don't disagree with Austin. I think that song would go really hard as well. But there's just something about that song that's just kind of like stuck with me ever since I've thought of Kendrick Lamar doing a halftime show.
One that I missed over here because I kind of was with Austin. I wanted to go throwback and go with Mad City, but DNA is right between Mad City and Humble, and DNA is I think really underrated. I'm gonna go with my heart and go Mad City because I think as far back as we can go to start would be and still be like a hit that everybody's gonna know would be a ton of fun. That has a great intro to it too. So I like Mad City here. Gosh, that one's gonna be fun. All right, our last kind of like real novelty thing that I want all of us to kind of talk about here. We can spend some time on this. First touchdown, jersey number over under 15 and a half. So first touchdown score. Here are your options here. If we go under the 15 and a half, you get Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Xavier Worthy, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Isaiah Pacheco. If you go over, you got Saquon Barkley, Travis Kelsey, Noah Gray, Justin Watson, Dallas Goddard. Austin, where are you going here?
I'm gonna go over. Uh, Jalen Hurts could easily spoil this, I think.
Hmm.
But Travis Kelsey for the Chiefs is probably going to be their first touchdown scorer, and Saquon Barkley is, I think, better odds uh, to be the first touchdown scorer than Jalen Hurts is for the Eagles. So that's the way I'm going. There's less names, but the names that are there are, I think, more likely.
Parker, what do you like here?
See, I'm right there with Austin. Like, I feel like Kelsey is very liable to be the first touchdown for the Chiefs. I think Saquon Barkley is very liable to be the first touchdown for the Eagles. But at the same time, there's a lot of names on the other side. So I'm just going to take the odds of I'm going to take the quantity versus the quality, and I'm actually going to take the under.
Okay. I like it. I lean with the over two, and I actually didn't even write down the odds for this. So if you guys have it, great. But I like the over two. I like getting Saquon or Travis because I think I in my actual the rest of my bets here, I have both those guys going off having big games. I think that's going to be the heart of what both teams try to do. So I've got Saquon or Travis, and listen, you can sneak in a borderline tight end kind of guy. No Gray,
Hmm.
Justin Watson, Dallas Scott. You can sneak one of those in, get a little extra oomph there. Now we're just gonna move along. We're just kind of gonna go one at a time, whether it's a novelty thing, whether it's an in-game thing, whatever. We're gonna start with Austin. We'll go around the circle. Austin, what's another bet you like? Are you throwing goats on it? Is it something you just want to talk about? What do you got?
So there is a section in the sports book I was looking at that were jersey number specials, and there were a lot of really fun ones in there. And that's like for Devonta Smith, who's no, jersey number 6, to have exactly 6 receptions, or Dallas Goddard, who's 88, to have exactly 88 reception yards, Kelsey to have 87, that kind of thing. And one that popped up in that list because they're all fun, but one that I actually really like, and the odds are good enough to where I'm going to put some goats on it. Jalen Hurts, number one, to have exactly one rushing touchdown. That's actually at plus 170, which I think is really solid odds. So I'm going to throw 10 goats on that.
Yeah, because you have to imagine they're not gonna be, to Parker's point earlier about getting a failed tush push at some point. You got to imagine they're not gonna be able to spam the Jalen Hurts goal line tush push the same way they did against Washington 2 weeks ago, right? You got to imagine Spags is gonna have something for it at some point. So even if he gets the one, I can't imagine between what they'll want to try to do and then Philly not wanting to waste possessions and just we have Saquon there. Let's not try this 3 times in a row and fail. Yeah, I totally think there's a world where that happens. Parker, what's another bet you're looking at?
All right, so I'm gonna take pretty much this is just like a if the Chiefs win, I think this will also happen too. So I think Patrick Mahomes plus 225 yards is very reasonable if the Chiefs end up winning the game. So I'm going to take both of those to happen at plus 140, and I'm putting 25 of Parker and Parker's goats on it. Um, Pretty big on it. I feel like this is a good time in sports history to have a three-peat happen. And if the Chiefs are going to win, I think we talked a lot about this last week on how they're going to have to throw the ball
Yep.
quite a bit. They're not going to do it through the run game. So I think this is a pretty good bet to take. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mahomes, let's see. 245 against the Bills, 320 against the Steelers on Christmas, 260 against Houston the week before, real crux points of their season. I think that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, he's been slinging it. Let me also go with the Chiefs offense here. And I mentioned Travis Kelce. I've got Travis Kelce as an anytime touchdown scorer at plus 140, and I'm going to put 10 goats on that. I mentioned this last week where I wonder if they're going to make him the focal point of the offense. Philly has struggled against tight ends in the playoffs. Kelsey has obviously hit that point of the year where he is all out and really going for it. And I think that's a clear advantage for Kansas City in this one. So I'm going to put 10 goats on him to score. And obviously that's a bonus. If not that I put any goats on it, but if he's the first touchdown scorer, that'd be great for our other picks as well. So Travis Kelsey plus 140 anytime touchdown. Austin, what's a bet you're looking at?
This is one of my favorite bets, generally speaking. It's for uh, either team to score unanswered 3 times or more, and you can. This is a yes or a no, and I really like no's for this. I
Hmm.
usually don't ever take the yeses, but in games like this, I really like taking no's here, and the odds I got on that were plus 120 for neither team to score unanswered 3 times, and I'm going to put 10 goats on that as well.
Yeah, both defenses not are too good, I think. I think there's going to be a sense of it's so corny, but like pride, right? Where it's like we can't let this keep happening. I don't think there's going to be any giving in. I don't think there's going to be any backing down. And the defenses are too talented to let that happen. Let alone the offense is having too much firepower. Parker, what are you looking at next?
All right, so for my next bet, I am going to take something I put on the bingo cards. It's plus a lot of money. It's probably my biggest like plus thousands bet. I'm gonna put 10 goats on it. I think this is one that'll take Parker and Parker to the top. And it's any non-quarterback passing touchdown. So any like trick play type touchdown, something like that to happen. I think both coaches are capable of reaching into that bag and making that happen in a big game like this. So it's at plus 2010 goats to win 200. Should put me pretty high up if everything else misses. So
There it is. There's our big one. Austin. Actually, oh no, let me get mine next.
Go for it.
This one will be simple. I did Travis Kelce anytime touchdown earlier. I'm gonna add Xavier Worthy. And I'm gonna do plus one. That's plus 145. I'm gonna do 10 goats on that one. Um, got a lot of Chiefs ones here, in case anyone hasn't noticed. Austin, what do you got next?
Um, so I have neither team to score three unanswered times. I'm kind of playing the under in this game. These are two really good defenses. I'm going to take under an alt line of 50 and a half, and also the Eagles plus 3.5, parlaying those together. I get plus 150 for that parlayed together. Throw 15 goats on that. I'm really comfortable with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we haven't seen the Eagles face a defense and a play caller on the defensive side like Spags in a little bit here because they've certainly been on a roll on the offensive side, obviously, but not to the degree of what they're about to be up against here. Parker, what do you got next? What's your next one?
All right, so my next one, this player, who we might see reading a book on the sidelines, is also very capable of catching a deep ball. And I have him to have it's AJ Brown to have the longest air yards in a play. So like if the ball is thrown to him the longest amount of yards in the air throughout the whole game, it's at plus 245. I'm gonna put five goats on it.
Yeah, and I can't even think of like the only other thing I could honestly see topping an AJ Brown play like that would be still with Philly, and it would be like Dallas Goddard just like breaking open down the seam for something, and that's not even
Mm.
the way they want to use it. Like that would be a true like complete curveball in terms of who is best used for their team in that way out of all these guys. That's by far the best one. And the Chiefs, Jalen Watson outside corner. It's unknown still how the Chiefs are going to play these Eagle receivers. Are they going to stick McDuffie on Devonta Smith because he's the guy that works the middle of the field, and then you're sticking a lesser player on AJ Brown? It's going to be an interesting matchup, seeing what they do.
Hmm.
Um, Let me flip over to the Eagles, and I'm gonna go ahead and give two here. Saquon Barkley. I'm giving these as separate bets. Um, I've got Saquon over 24 rush attempts at plus 138. I'm putting 20 goats on that. I don't think the Eagles can walk out of this game feeling good with themselves if they didn't just like run through everything with Saquon. And he's done this, I want to say, I didn't write it down. He's done this several times in the last handful of weeks, but I'm also going to do Saquon for 2+ touchdowns. That's plus 275. I'm going to put 15 goats on that. He has done this in 3 out of the last 5 games. Oh, and he's had the 24 or more carries in 4 out of the last 5 games. So I feel pretty good for both of these. So again, that was plus 138, plus 275. Total of 35 goats going on those as separate bets. Austin, what's your next one?
Again, going on the under theme, uh, different Chiefs to score touchdowns. I'm gonna take under 2.5. So they could score three. I think that's probably the max we'd see them score according to kind of what the game script I'm thinking. Maybe they get a fourth, but I don't think so. But as long as the same person doesn't or does it twice, this will still hit. I just need two or one or zero Chiefs to score touchdowns. That's minus 105. I'm putting 10 goats on it.
Do you want to give your next bet you have written down here since that kind of ties in, I see there?
I don't
Mhm.
think it
You know,
ties in necessarily, but I do have Juju first touchdown on the board. I think that's a really solid value because he's at plus 3,000 right now, and the minimum to bet is five goats worth. So I'm doing that on that.
Juju feels like that guy, and I think it was you, Austin, that said it last week, where Andy Reid's gonna reward the guy who just kind of like feels like he needs to be a part of it a little bit, right? And Juju's kind of been that guy over the last few years in his multiple stints with the Chiefs that comes up with a big play, and I could definitely see him catching even just right there on the goal line, just some little like fall down pitch essentially for like 3 yards something. Parker, what do you got next?
All right, so I have two of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and just list them both off, kind of go together. I have two first touchdown scorers, and I'm gonna take both running backs. I'm gonna take Saquon and Kareem Hunt. Saquon's at plus 440, Kareem Hunt's at plus 900, and I'm gonna put five goats on each of those guys. to score the first touchdown.
Okay. Um, the Kareem Hunt versus Isaiah Pacheco stuff.
Kareem
And I
Hunt's
know
just getting the touchdowns though.
he
That's the
is. No,
that's the
he is.
thing.
He is. And Pacheco, it's funny. He comes back from the what didn't he like break his arm in the middle of the season or something, and he's back. So it makes sense that maybe it wasn't his arm, maybe that was somebody else. But it makes sense that since he's come back, it hasn't been where we wanted him to be this season. But um, yeah, Kareem Hunt still rolling. No, I agree. I think that's pretty good. All right, one more here on the Chiefs offense for me, and this is one of those specials that you guys like. So I want to hear your thoughts. I can't get the first Chiefs drive out of my head from the Bills game where it was just snap, drop back, hit, snap, drop back, hit over and over again. So I've got this Travis Kelsey, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown to each have a reception in the first quarter. And that is, I don't know if you even wrote the odds down. I'll get it for you. Um, I'm putting my remaining goats on that. A weird 12.28 goats. Um, I'll get that for you guys at some point. Anyways, the odds, but pretty good odds. I just can't get out of my head. Like all three of those guys had multiple catches on that first drive against the Bills a couple weeks ago. Um, and with 2 weeks to plan out a game script, I know the Eagles defense is what it is, but these don't even have to be like big yards or anything. I'm not going for yards. I'm not going for touchdowns here. Just they each get a catch in the first quarter. I think Mahomes is going to get the ball out quick, spread it around just like they want to do, and I think all those guys get that catch. Austin, what do you got next?
All right, so I'm gonna go on some anytime touchdown stuff. I've got Saquon and DeAndre Hopkins both to score a touchdown at any point in the game, and then just for a little sprinkle on top, I added 15 plus rush yards for Pat Mahomes to get it to plus 1,000 because I wanted the plus 1,000 for a bet. So yeah, I just threw five on that at plus 1,000.
I like it. Parker, what do you got?
All right, so I had already talked about AJ Brown having the longest airplay. I'm gonna take AJ Brown. Dude, this is tough because the odds are so good. If you just go a little, if you add a couple more yards a quarter, it goes so good. Okay, I'm gonna take him to have 10 yards in each quarter. Receiving yards in each quarter at plus 700. I'm gonna put five goats on that.
Yeah, it does feel like there's an easy route to if the Chiefs are really selling out for Saquon,
Right,
that
like if
AJ
they're really
Brown is
just
going to be the
loading the
real
box.
beneficiary of
Hmm.
that, um, in particular. So, because then you're talking about keeping Goddard in a little bit more. Maybe you're not getting him quite as involved. And yeah, if McDuffie is on Devonta Smith, it really feels like AJ Brown could be the beneficiary of that. Um, all right, I haven't done a defensive bet yet, so I'm just gonna throw two at you guys. I have Chris Jones to get a sack at plus 120, and I have Milton Williams to get a sack at plus 233. So Milton Williams is the hipsters defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's the guy that plays over left guard Mike Caliendo. Mike Caliendo, Frank Caliendo. I've been hearing jokes about those all week. Now I can't keep track. But the backup left guard for the Chiefs, Mil Williams plays over him. Um, he's had a really good playoffs in terms of pressures. And I think he's going to be able to get to the backfield because both Hurts, Mahomes has taken a few sacks in the playoffs. Hurts has obviously taken a bunch of sacks in the playoffs. So I think the defensive tackles get the pressure up the middle. And I'm putting 15 goats on each of those to happen. Uh, and those are my bets. I've zeroed out. I've caught up to you guys. Austin, what do you have next?
Continuing on my touchdown run, I've got two of them back to back here. I'll go ahead and knock both of them out. This is getting me real low on goats. I'm going Hurts and Devontae Smith. Parlay both of them to have a touchdown. That's a plus 650, putting five goats on that. And then I really like this one. This is a three out of four need to hit. Doesn't matter which three, and all four can hit if they need to, but just three of the four have to. Barkley, Hurts, Kelsey, Hunt.
Hmm.
And that's at plus 190. And I'm throwing 10 goats on that.
Yeah, that one feels. I mean, we've been those first three names, Barkley, Hurts, and Kelsey, we've been talking about for 2 weeks, really. We expect big games out of those three in terms of touchdown scoring. So I think those are good ones. Parker, what do you got?
All right, so I'm gonna spend the last of Parker and Parker's goats on something that looks like a long shot, but in my opinion, it really doesn't because Patrick Mahomes is like sneakily good at running, especially the last couple weeks or last couple games. I'm gonna take Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes to combine for 100 plus rushing yards and two rushing TDs at plus 900. So if Jalen gets two rushing TDs and Mahomes just helps him with some yards, it's very possible. Mahomes had two rushing TDs in the AFC Championship. Very possible as well. So I'm going to take it. Plus 900, putting 10 goats on it, pay out 90 goats. And actually, I'm going to put 10.03 on this. I'm gonna unload the clip for Parker and Parker. You can't take them with you next season. So might as well put it all on the table.
I like it. I like it. Austin.
Time for
Austin
my
could
last
screw
bet.
us here because he could just like keep like what a goat
I yeah, I
around.
I could, I could, but I
I
decided
think
not
we should.
to.
I think if I, yeah, I think we should all put it on the table.
I'm putting everything on the table. I got no goats in me after this one. Fall 15.96 goats worth going to the Eagles money line.
All right. All right. Austin, how do you so that those are our bets. Here's where we kind of just give our final picks and I think everybody can tell based on our bets where we're each leaning at this point. But Austin, how do you square picking the Eagles when it feels like the conversation around this whole Super Bowl all week for the last 2 weeks is just the inevitability of Mahomes and the Chiefs? What's pushing you over the top?
The overall talent level of the Eagles, I don't think the Chiefs have played a defense of this caliber. Not that the Eagles have necessarily been playing defenses of the Chiefs caliber. Well, they have in terms of players, I think, but not in terms of overall
Hmm.
defense because Spags is a special individual and he always has something cooked up for the Super Bowl. Uh, so again, that's kind of goes back to my under. And I think in these kind of low scoring games, having the ability to just run the ball down the opposing team's throat with Saquon Barkley is kind of what puts them over the edge.
Yeah, the Texans defense is the closest you could say. But once the injuries started piling up for them in the defensive backfield, it's much different, right? Like their pass rush is excellent in Houston, and Phillies has taken a small step back from where they were
Brandon
last time these
Graham
teams
is going to
met
be
in the
playing.
Super Bowl. Brandon Graham supposedly playing, and but their DBs are like what they do in the defense backfield against the pass game is ridiculous. So I mean your point stands on Philly is a different and just better defense than Kansas City has faced this season for sure. Um, and yeah, I mean, like this is a little like it was 2 years ago. It's like everything on paper and in the stats and on the betting markets is even telling you like you all these things trend towards you should be picking the Eagles, and it's hard, man. Yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs. I just it's I see enough of the signs of life. Like it's not just the blind faith, but I see enough of the signs of life with the defense, with Travis Kelsey playing well towards the end of the year, with Xavier Worthy kind of finding his right role, with Hollywood Brown having come back, with Joe Tooney being a fine stopgap at left tackle, which was a real big issue for them for the first 3 quarters of the season. I think there's just enough of the talent and level of play. They're right at the line that I need them to be at in my head to then be able to say Patrick Mahomes is just going to put them over the top. So I've got the Chiefs here. Parker, where are you going? What's your reasoning?
So I'm picking the Chiefs as well. Something just tells me that I mean everything's kind of gone their way this year. All the coin flips, so to say, all the 50-50 chances of winning and losing a football game have all fallen their way. It just seems like their time. It just seems like their era, so to speak. And it's not that I think the Eagles aren't a better team or don't have a better roster or don't have the tools to win the football game. Um, I just really could never see myself saying I want the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Like I'm kind of at a crossroads because it's kind of like the whole Tom Brady thing over again, where like you see the same guy win it, win it, win it, win it, and like you always want to see a new guy win it. But like, dude, I'd do anything to not see the Eagles win a Super Bowl. So I'm gonna just take and go with the flow and go for the three-peat dynasty that is gonna set, be put in the NFL history books forever and ever. So I'm gonna root for that to happen and take the Chiefs.
Any closing thoughts? Anything else for you guys before we wrap our final preview show of the season?
It's it's been real. It's been a really good season. It's been fun doing this with you guys. Can't wait for next season and maybe a different style or the way that we're gonna do it, but different cast possibly as well. So just be on the lookout for that whenever it comes around, late August, early September.
And I just kind of want to reiterate, while we are telling you bets, we're not using real money. We're using a fake currency called Goat's Worth. This is
Yeah.
not financial advice, as the thumbnail says.
Thanks, Austin. Appreciate that.
Somebody put money on the exact opposite of everything we have said and just see what happens.
Just rake in the.
That would be the content that we're all looking for. Yes, thank you all to all the listeners, all the viewers, whether this is your first episode or you've stuck around for all 22. Thank you for being part of the Box Score Network preview show. We will have plenty of content for you moving forward. Don't touch that dial because Monday night we're coming at you with our first mock draft Monday of the off season. That will be me, Ben, and Peyton, Parker's other half, coming to you for this one. Austin and Parker will be back for mock drafts. We're gonna do 4 or 5 of them, I think, between now and the draft. But a lot
Mhm.
of draft content on the audio pods, Tricky Takes Two Ps, Simon and Friends pod, all over the place. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you're checking out our new series every other week, Odds on Commanders. Our friend Ben Parker, his podcast partner Robertson Fire, talking all Commanders throughout the off season every other week. So make sure you check that out. But yeah, we'll be back very, very soon with our first mock draft here for YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you all so much. Thank you to Austin and Parker. Thank you to Ben for all the work these guys have done all year long. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Be safe. We will talk to you soon.